Daniel Cormier is driving me nuts. Daniel Cormier has been talking about his second fight with Stipe and leading into the third fight, and I love that his full focus is on that, and that's his retirement fight, and the world championship is on the line. I get it. I think he needs to go back and watch those fights. Let me tell you where this is coming from. Soon as that second fight was done, Daniel was so upset with himself that he didn't wrestle more. Now, what he was talking about was in the very first round, he took Stipe down, controlled him, held him there, won it 10-9. If he could have done that 2 more times, he could have done whatever else in the other 2 rounds and still left with the decision. If he could have done it 5 times, I mean, you get the point. He found out that his wrestling worked. So he just did an interview and he said, man, for this third fight, I have got to get back to my wrestling. It's like, Daniel, you need to go back and watch those fights. I mean, let's start with the very first round, which would be of the very first fight, which was 2 minutes and 41 seconds long. He never wrestled one single time, and it didn't stop him from leaving with the strap. In the second fight, he did choose to wrestle one time, and yes, he did win the round, but take the second round, for example. He didn't wrestle a bit in that one, and he still won the round. One of the reasons that Daniel did not go back to his wrestling in the second fight, use it in the first round, but the reason he didn't use it in rounds 2, 3, and 4, and he spoke about this, he said, well, I thought I was winning on my feet. He's right. He was getting to Stipe. Now, it made it for a harder fight, and it gave Stipe a lot more opportunity, and we saw how that story ended. But what I'm suggesting for you, that if Daniel is locked in, that I only have one way to win this, and I must go out, and I must take him down, and I must be able to do that over and over for 5 rounds, I feel that he hasn't gone and rewatched those fights. And I don't agree with him that the key to success to beating Stipe is to go out and take him down. That's a lot of energy. He saw that in the first fight. Stipe's a damn good wrestler. Stipe can protect himself. That's a very hard recipe to do for 25 minutes. It's a good recipe. It's a good blueprint. But when you're taking on a guy who's a very good wrestler, it's just a lot of energy. There's a reason that a wrestling match is 6 minutes long and not 25 minutes. It's a very hard thing to do. What I would offer for Daniel, first off, go back and watch those fights. I think Daniel is misremembering how well he did on his feet. Second thing, it's not that he has to go back and wrestle Stipe. He has to threaten wrestling against Stipe. When Daniel was in those matches, he was either boxing or he was wrestling. And one thing that Daniel does so well is he mixes it up. He pushes you in the fence, he leans on you, he grinds you a little bit, then he pulls back and gets some strikes and he grabs you again. He's constantly making you guess. He's never been a guy that just goes out, George St. Pierre, takes you down, passes your guard. He's just not that guy. But he knocks a lot of people out. He's got heavy hands. He's got good kicks. He's got a good chin. He knows how to bear it. I mean, he does some real basic stuff really, really well, and he does it over and over again. I just don't agree with his premise that he has to go out. Anybody that's telling him you have to go take him down, that's a very lazy analysis of what happened in the second contest. That's seeing the first round, seeing the success he had, seeing him fall down in the fourth round and go, well, you should have been on your feet with the guy. Well, what about rounds 2 and 3? What about even the beginning minute of round 4? He was doing just fine on his feet. I mean, there is something called a puncher's chance. And Stipe doesn't need a puncher's chance. But what I'm offering for you is there is something known as a puncher's chance. Meaning if you're on your feet and you're trading, man, anything can happen. There's no such thing as a grappler's chance. You will never hear that term. Nobody in the history of the sport has fallen accidentally into a heel hook. Nobody's out there stumbling around and then locks up a triangle. It doesn't happen that way. There is a little bit more science behind it, but that also means there's a little bit more effort behind it. When you're fighting for 25 minutes, knowing where to conserve your energy is very relevant. No part of my message here to Daniel is don't go out and wrestle. I wouldn't say that to Stipe either. Hey, Stipe, don't go wrestle this guy. He was on a couple of Olympic teams. No, that's not the way that works. This is MMA. Mix everything in. Keep the guy guessing at all times. The problem that Daniel had in the second fight wasn't that he got away from his wrestling. It was that he stopped threatening the wrestling attack.